Hello, this is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a Botcon 2010 review, and this time of Turbo Massacre. He came in a 2-pack with somebody else, and I don't remember which one he was packaged with. I want to say it was Double Punch, the huge one. I could be wrong, so don't take my word for it. I don't remember. I opened them all that night, and yeah. Anyway, so he is using the Hound mold, and he actually looks sharp. This guy's character is based off a Micromaster, which I flipped through my identification and price guide, and I couldn't find the guy. I'm sure he's there. His name wasn't Turbo Master, but it's an homage to one of the Micromasters, so it's nice to see him, like, at least some of them referenced. You know, he comes with a white cassette with a red Decepticon symbol. Shattered Glass Ravage, anybody? And this is kind of neat in itself, because they make, the FunPub made a big deal of Shattered Glass Ravage, so it's nice that they actually went and figured out a way to make him. Simply because he's gang molded with this guy, and that by definition means this can't be made without this, and this can't be made without this. So I think it worked out well for them. I'm not sure if he's a result of them wanting to produce this, or this just a byproduct of them wanting to produce this. I don't know. Maybe it was a mutual thing, you know. I don't know. Anyway, it worked out. He's got looser pegs in here for some reason, so these wheels on mine want to just turn on this side only. I mean, he still has the flabby wheel issue that the other one does, so it kind of like bows like this. I don't know. The back wheels aren't nearly as bad as the front. I think it's just a small design flaw. But that was my only complaint of the Hound mold, which you'll see if you watch my review on it. He seems to have a scratch on the windshield, and I don't know how it got there. I think it came like that. Anyway, so fold these down. He's a nice orange and yellow, and I don't usually like yellow. I usually hate it, but this guy, it actually looks pretty nice on. And you know, I say that a lot. I say I always hate yellow, but this guy's the exception. And that's because I only usually get the ones that are the exceptions. Anyway, I loathe Bumblebee, though. I've just seen way too much of him. So, he's got the same kind of weapon Hound does. It's painted differently, obviously. But, my only other complaint about this version is this piece in the front does not plug in as well as it does on Hound, so it's a lot easier to pull this piece off. So, I think that might be mine, but anyway, it popped off when I was pulling him out of the plastic. So, what's nice to see about it is if you wanted to give him a different look than Hound, you could take that piece right off, and it does not affect transformation or robot mode. Which is nice, because now he's just kind of like a Jeep that doesn't look necessarily like Hound. So, anyway, putting on the official way, and that's nice. You know, he does have, like, if you get it at the right angle, this paint back here isn't put on exactly properly, but it's not bad. They match this yellow to yellow here almost perfectly, and I have to say, even the flatness, like the gloss of it, that matches too. I'd almost swear this is plastic, except for it's painted over the translucent red. It's very interesting to see. Well, I am going to get this guy into robot mode and show him off some more with, and then at the end do a little bit of a Shattered Glass Ravage review. So, without further ado, I will transform him. So, be back in a sec. So here he is in robot mode. One thing I wanted to point out is he's got the Autobot symbol literally in the exact same spot Hound does, and I think that's kind of interesting. Except this one has the white outline, so you can see it a lot better, where Hound was just kind of placed there. While I have them side by side, I'll just do a quick comparison. He literally looks like Hound with a slightly different paint job. I mean, the colors are literally just swapped. I mean, there's not a lot of difference. Like, he has the band around the arm, he's got this, he's got the same paint apps, basically. The only thing new about this guy is the flame on the front and the white behind the Autobot symbol. Everything else is almost just a direct translation to a new color, which is not bad. That's not a complaint, you know. Although this guy doesn't have the star, so, you know, guess there's the same amount of paint apps. Apps. Doesn't matter which one you use. Ops stands for options, and apps stands for applications, if you're wondering the terminology I'm using. So, again, to distinguish him a little bit from Hound, if you think he looks too close, you can pull that off, and it gives you a really different look. And I think it looks better when he's next to Hound. When he's not, I like this on it, but, you know, definitely gives him a different look. Gives him not as much of a sticking out chest-wise as Hound does. Hound's chest looks like it sticks out a lot further with the bumper, and it does. This one looks pretty nice, though. Sleek. More sleek. You know, articulation, he's got movement here, just like Hound. He's got movement here, so he's got some decent posability. It's all on the same axis as his wheel, too, and it's very similar. It's not quite the same axis, but it's there. He's got a hinge knee, a swivel on the thigh, then a hip, ball, and socket joint. No waist swivel. He does have a small hinge inside here, ball and socket joint, so you got all that movement. And then you have a hinge and a swivel, as well as, if you want, you can position the hands a little, but they kind of snap into place. He's got a ball and socket joint head with some decent light piping. You kind of see it up there with the light I have above the head. It actually works pretty nicely on these figures, surprisingly. In my experience, light piping doesn't necessarily work all the time, and they should just stop on occasion. Anyway, so he's a nice color. I like the guy overall, so very much worth the money. If you can pick him up at the right price, do so. No, definitely worth it. So now we'll get into Shattered Glass Ravage. So to transform him, you just pull these feet up and out, then down. And pull the tail out there too, which is weird that the tail is molded different color. I think it's just because it was molded with these pieces. Like the black ones on here go with the black tail on that one, where the gray on here went. Yeah, it's kind of weird how they do that. If you actually look at one of the maps, it's quite interesting to see what pieces are linked together. It's kind of hard to track them down though. So basically that's Shattered Glass Ravage. You know, he's got his he's got a red logo here. Sorry about that. The guy I'm doing a video collab with just sent me a message, and he's having an issue with a video I sent him, so gotta fix that in a few minutes. But anyway, so here's the two side by side, and it's pretty nice, you know. You got the two. This one obviously has way more paint apps because it's Botcon, and they have like an obscene amount of paint applications they can use. So yeah, that's that. I think it's nice that they have got this guy. I mean, he's not anything special. He's kind of a terrible mold, but it's nice. That'll also fit inside Soundwave. And you know, if I thought about it the other day when I did my 2012 Botcon Soundwave review, I would have pulled this guy out and showed him off next to it, but I didn't think to. My fault on that one. Well, that pretty much concludes my video review of Transformers Botcon 2010 Turbo Master and Shattered Glass Ravage. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any requests for any other video reviews, please post a comment down below, and I will definitely do them. I'm back into regularly doing these. I took a couple weeks off because life is just getting busy again. But that's it. If you want to take a look at what I have, most of my stuff is in my collection video. And if you don't see it there, ask and I will see if I have it. I have a ton that are in boxes. I just don't have the room to display them. So, thanks for watching.